We're in Northwest Pennsylvania raising money with Camo Cares to send kids on their hunt of a lifetime, and Wired Outdoors starts right now! Hello and welcome to Wired Outdoors. This episode is very special to us as it's all about Camo Cares. And you ask yourself, what's Camo Cares? Well, it's all about sending children with life-threatening illnesses and wounded veterans on their hunt of a lifetime. This year is the third year of the annual event called Camo Cares. And in the first year, we raised $20,000 in one day. Year two, we raised $40,000. And I don't want to spoil it, so I'm not going to tell you the amount that we raised. You're going to have to wait till the end of the show. But Camo Cares is an all-day event that starts with an archery shoot in the morning with 250 archery shooters, then raffles in the afternoon with over 200 awesome prizes. Then we wrap up the evening with 3 great live bands, Wrangler, Attagirl Rex, and Leverage. And here are some highlights from the day. I'll give you the broadheads. Hey, big round of applause for this guy. What's your name, bud? What's your name? every year we are truly honored to have back all of the kids and veterans that we've taken on their hunts, and this year we're joined by Ariana Evans and her family, the Charlone family, Billy Myers and his family, as well as a very special young man named Douglas Fickle. And Douglas Fickle was the individual that we took on a moose hunt several years ago. One of the most emotional experiences I've ever had. If you haven't seen that moose hunt, make sure you watch it on our website. But Douglas has a disease called AT, and it's like 5 diseases rolled into one. And if it wasn't enough, he was actually diagnosed with leukemia on top of that. And this year at Camo Cares, Douglas has a very, very special announcement. And I don't want to steal his thunder, so I'm going to let him tell you, but he has a very special announcement to tell everybody.
All right, next we have, can you tell everybody your name, bud?
I'm Doug.
Doug Fickle. And most people, how many saw Doug's moose hunt? How many people? Raise a hand. Stone cold killer right here. And we had an absolute blast in Maine hunting with this guy. And I just want to have him tell you something else, and I'm trying not to get choked up, but when we raised money for Douglas, he also had leukemia. And I'm going to be completely honest, when Pam told me that he had leukemia on top of his disease called ataxia telangiectasia, I'll be honest, I was like, a lot of times people who are perfectly healthy can't beat leukemia. How's a guy who has all this stuff on top of it? You want to tell everybody what's going on today with your leukemia, buddy?
Today, can do free.
And how awesome is that? And you know, and I have to believe, you know, in Douglas, when we went on that hunt, I think everybody here can, you know, pat themselves on the back, because when Douglas went on that hunt and shot that moose, I mean, he never had any doubts. But I know his mom said to me, like, you guys, you gave him a reason and you showed him he can do anything that he wants to, and he did, man, and he is now cancer free, and that is awesome. Give me 5, bud. What is our theme song today? You know we gotta do it. Yeah, you know it. So we're gonna get it going on today, but it is a pleasure. Big round of applause. All the Fickles are here. Big round of applause for them. Make sure you say hi to these kids. They're awesome. Make sure you introduce yourself and tell them what a true inspiration they are. All right, next, this guy. Tell everybody your name.
Billy Myers.
Billy Myers. How many people saw Billy's elk hunt? Yeah, money in the bank. One shot, got it done. It was unbelievable, but we made him work for it. You know, he was a trooper. We had a stock on, what was it, Kyle, about 20 elk? 20 elk bedded down, and we had him, we look at him, we're like, can you get there? And he's like, yeah. And we had him belly crawling. We had him, you know, I carried him a little bit of ways, but we finally got him in range, and he made an absolute perfect shot on his elk hunt. True inspiration. Big round of applause for Billy being here today. Now you finished your chemo when? August 5th. So next year we're going to get the same report from you that we just got from Douglas down here, right? I know you can do it, bud. Thanks for being here, man. Appreciate it.
Camo Cares is so special to so many different people for so many different reasons. And whether it's you've been touched by cancer, or you've lost somebody in your life, or you've had a friend who's had a sick child, or it's you have somebody serving overseas in the military, it means something different to everybody. But I had a couple come to me last year, Julie and Joe Carroll, and they approached me and they said, hey, we've been coming to Camo Cares every year, we love what you're doing. And they told me a story, a heart-wrenching story of how they lost their son when he was a baby due to a heart condition. And they explained to me, we want to do more. We want to be involved in a much bigger way with Camo Cares, and we'd like to raise money for you guys. Is that okay? And I said, well, absolutely. And what these folks did this year is truly amazing in their story, and it's just one story of many of how Camo Cares has affected people's lives. So I'll let you watch the footage and hear the Carroll story, and we want to thank you both and all your friends for all your hard work and supporting Camo Cares this year.
Before we go too much further, there's one person, you heard some cheers go up for one particular group, and I want to tell their story, and this is really, and hopefully, I got to stand by Ariana because she won't let me cry. We have a couple here who just went above and beyond this year, and they came to me. I'm going to have the Carrolls come up. Come on. Come on. Come on. These folks came to me last year here at Camo Cares, and it was late in the evening, and they started out and they said, hey, we've been here the last couple years, and we've seen what you've been doing, and we really want to get behind you, and you've been raising money for another charity. And their story is they had a son named Aiden who passed away from heart complications at a very young age. And they were raising money for another charity, and they said, hey, we'd like to do Camo Cares next year. And I said, well, absolutely. Well, I did not know what I was getting myself into. These folks here, just them and their friends from this area, raised over $7,000 this year. That is awesome. And I think and I know I'm gonna get choked up, but today would have been Aiden's 4th birthday. Yeah. Aiden's 4th birthday would have been today. So a big round of applause for the Carols and all their effort, and all you folks that pitched in. Thank you. Give me a hug. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And that's really what Camo Cares has started to become, is people like that, and everybody has a story. And it's so humbling for us just to be a part, and for people, you know, that's what I told them. I said, for us, it's just an overwhelming feeling that you would want to do it for our charity, and we thank you so much for your support. Truly do.
Over the past 2 years, we've been blessed to raise enough money to send 20 kids on their hunt of a lifetime. But what we do each year, and I think something that makes Camo Cares very, very special, is we always pick one child and one veteran that are there with us at the event that day that we can introduce to the crowd, and then we actually go along with them on their hunts. And this year, we're going to be going along with a very special young man named Wade Armstrong to Arizona, and we're going to be going along with Sergeant First Class Matt Miles to New Mexico, both chasing monster elk.
So now, let's get started here. We're going to start with this guy here. Can you tell everybody your name?
Wade Armstrong.
Wade Armstrong. And his mom and dad are here today. And Wade's our child this year. And I'm sure most of you have seen the video about Wade and what he has going on. He has a disease called Wilms tumor kidney cancer. If I say anything wrong, Mom, you know, let me know, all right? Wilms tumor kidney cancer, and you actually had a kidney removed, correct? Yeah, but he is doing really, really well. If you saw pictures of him before, I mean, look how well he's doing, and he's kicking cancer's butt, man. And we're going elk hunting in Arizona, and we're gonna get a monster bull, right, buddy? All right, thank you so much for being here today. And last but not least, over the years, and Kyle and I always said when we started Camo Cares, when we got big enough, military vets always held a special place in our heart. And my dad's here today. He's a Vietnam vet. My grandpa's a World War II vet. We always said, when we got to a certain point, it was something that we wanted to do. So this year we're happy to announce we have a very special person here with us as well. First Class Sergeant Matt Miles. I got it right? All right. I screwed up his rank the first time, and I understood I got a lashing from a lot of military guys out there, so I apologize, and we got it changed right away. But we are so proud to have him here. We're going to be going on a hunt, just such a small way for us to say thank you to all of our vets, and that's really what Camo Cares is about. It's just a day about giving back and saying thank you to guys like you for all that you've done, helping our kids out, getting them out on hunts, and we want to thank all of you for being here. So a big round of applause for all of you for being here. Thank you all so much.
Okay, so you've probably been asking yourself the whole show, well, how much money did you guys actually raise this year? So give me a drum roll and let me announce that this year at the 3rd annual Camo Cares, with everybody's help, the community, the folks like Bobby Yaney from Osen Hunter, our corporate sponsors, too many to name individually, you'll see them at the end of the show, individuals like Julie and Joe Carroll, families who gave $10, $5, we are happy to announce that in one day we raised $90,000. That's right, $90,000 to send children with life-threatening illnesses and wounded veterans on their hunt of a lifetime. When I wrap up any show, I always try and think of just the right things to say. And I know for a fact I'm not going to be near eloquent enough to even put into words how special Camo Cares has become. And people ask me all the time, how do you do it? How are you raising this much money, in only 3 years? And the only thing I can say is, from the top of this organization all the way to the bottom, is everybody has a huge heart, and it's in the right place for the right reasons. Whether it's the people organizing the event, the 100+ volunteers, the people like Bobby Yaney, who wrote us a check for $20,000, the people like the Carrolls, and you heard their story, went out just 2 individuals and raised $7,000. It has become that special, to people coming up to me on the street and saying, hey, here's $5, here's $20, send those kids and veterans on their hunt. Everybody's heart is in the right place. And something that we're very, very proud of here at Camo Cares is the fact that 100% of everything we make goes to these kids and the veterans. And we want everybody to be aware of that because that's very rare in this day and time and something that we're very, very proud of. So on that note, we want to thank everybody again for all their support, and Camo Cares 4 starts right now. It's set for June 22nd. We're starting to raise money right now. If you can't make it, we encourage you to consider donating online at our website at wiredoutdoors.com. Click on Camo Cares. You can donate there. And lastly, we want to remind everybody we're going to be taking Wade Armstrong on his hunt at the end of September and Sergeant Matt Miles on his hunt at the beginning of October. So be watching close because we'll be coming out with those shows, hopefully seeing both those guys shoot great bulls in New Mexico and Arizona. And once again, from all of us at Camo Cares, thank you all very much.